Hey everyone, Jeff Corwin here. Today we're about to embark on a fascinating journey through time, exploring one of humanity's oldest and most enduring animal partnerships, the remarkable story of the goat. Goats might seem humble, but their impact on our history is anything but. For thousands of years, goats have been by our side, shaping the way we live, eat, and even travel. Today, we're exploring how this small, resilient animal became a cornerstone of human civilization. Our bond with goats stretches back over 10,000 years to the dawn of agriculture, when humans first began to settle in permanent communities. Back then, survival depended on finding animals that could provide reliable sources of food, clothing, and even companionship. The wild goat, native to the rugged hills and rocky slopes of the Near East, was perfectly suited for this new partnership. Small, hardy, and incredibly adaptable, these animals could thrive in places where other livestock simply couldn't survive. Early humans learned to manage wild herds, gradually domesticating goats for their milk, meat, and hides. These resources were vital, providing nutrition, warmth, and materials for tools and clothing. With goats, communities could grow, trade, and prosper in ways never before possible. Goats quickly became more than just livestock. They were living currency, traded in bustling marketplaces, and prized as symbols of wealth and status. Their ability to survive on sparse vegetation made them invaluable to nomadic peoples and early farmers alike, especially in arid or mountainous regions where cattle and sheep struggled. Thanks to their incredible adaptability, goats followed humans across continents and climates. From the icy highlands to sun-baked deserts and lush tropics, goats have thrived on every continent except Antarctica, proving themselves as one of the world's most versatile domesticated animals. From the ancient Zagros Mountains to the far reaches of Europe, Asia, and beyond, goats traveled with us, transforming tough, unforgiving landscapes into productive farmland. Their presence allowed humans to settle in places that would have otherwise been uninhabitable. Goats are natural foragers, able to digest tough plants and shrubs that other animals avoid. This unique ability helped humans settle in challenging environments, turning barren hillsides and rocky outcrops into sources of food and life. Even today, this ancient partnership endures. In rural communities around the world, goats remain a vital part of daily life, connecting us to our shared past and reminding us of the animal that helped shape our world. The story of goats is, in many ways, the story of civilization itself, a testament to resilience, adaptability, and the enduring bond between humans and animals. Goats didn't just stick to farms, they climbed the social ladder too. In ancient Egypt, pharaohs like Sephron valued goats so much that thousands were buried with them for the afterlife. Fast forward to the US, where President Lincoln's pet goats, Nanny and Nanko, roamed the White House, even pulling his son Tad in a makeshift chariot. In Lajitas, Texas, goats have even been elected mayor, starting with the beer-loving Clay Henry. These stories show goats as more than livestock. They're companions, symbols, and even local legends. Their charm and adaptability have made them beloved in cultures worldwide. Goats have left their mark everywhere, from royal tombs to the halls of power. Goats have trotted deep into our language and folklore. The term scapegoat comes from an ancient ritual where a goat symbolically carried away a community's sins. In sports, the curse of the billy goat haunted the Chicago Cubs for decades after a goat was denied entry to a World Series game. Mythology often links goats to wild, mischievous deities like Pan, and later to darker symbols in Christian folklore. Goats can represent purification, bad luck, or untamed nature, mirroring our own hopes and fears. They're woven into our stories as sacred offerings, cursed mascots, and mythic figures. The goat's cultural impact is as complex as our relationship with it. More than just livestock, goats are mirrors for our beliefs and superstitions. When it comes to intelligence, goats are surprisingly sharp. Studies show they understand object permanence and can solve complex puzzles, rivaling some primates. In one experiment, goats remembered how to solve a puzzle box even 10 months later. Their smarts helped them survive in tough environments, remembering food sources, migration routes, and social hierarchies. Goats also communicate with humans using referential gazing, looking at us for help, much like dogs do. This ability to learn, remember, and interact with people challenges the simple farm animal stereotype. Goats are clever, adaptable, and socially aware. Their intelligence is a key reason they've thrived alongside us for millennia. The next time you see a goat, remember there's a lot going on behind those eyes. Goats' adaptability can be a double-edged sword, especially when they become invasive. These hardy creatures can thrive in almost any environment, but their success can spell disaster for delicate ecosystems. Nowhere is this clearer than the Galapagos Islands, where goats introduced by sailors multiplied unchecked. These sailors, seeking fresh meat and milk, inadvertently set the stage for an ecological crisis. With no natural predators, their population exploded, devastating native plants and causing massive soil erosion. The once lush and diverse landscapes began to wither under the relentless grazing. The destruction hit the island's iconic giant tortoises hardest, as goats consumed their food and habitat. These gentle giants, already struggling for survival, faced an even graver threat. On Espanola Island, tortoise numbers dropped to just 15. The situation was dire and immediate action was needed to prevent their extinction. By the 1990s, over 100,000 goats roamed Isabela Island, turning lush landscapes into deserts. The scale of the devastation was almost unimaginable, with entire ecosystems on the brink of collapse. The unique biodiversity that inspired Darwin was on the brink of collapse. The islands, once a paradise of unique flora and fauna, were becoming barren wastelands. The Galapagos became a stark lesson in how quickly an ecosystem can unravel. The rapid degradation served as a warning to the world about the fragility of nature. Saving the islands meant confronting the very animals humans had once relied on. Conservationists embarked on a massive effort to remove the goats and restore the natural balance. The battle to restore balance was about to begin. Teams worked tirelessly to replant native vegetation and give the islands a fighting chance at recovery. Sometimes our oldest allies can become our greatest challenges. The story of the Galapagos goats is a powerful reminder of the unintended consequences of human actions. The Galapagos Islands, a living laboratory of evolution, faced an unexpected threat: goats. Introduced by humans centuries ago, these hardy animals multiplied rapidly, devouring native plants and pushing iconic species like the Galapagos tortoise to the brink. To save this unique ecosystem, conservationists launched Project Isabella, a full-scale war on goats, unlike anything attempted before. Teams of helicopter sharpshooters scoured the islands, culling thousands of goats from the air. But the battle was far from easy. The smartest and most elusive goats quickly learned to hide in deep ravines and dense forests, evading even the most skilled marksmen. That's when conservationists turned to an ingenious solution: the Judas goat. These radio-collared females were released back into the wild, where their natural instinct to seek out other goats made them perfect undercover agents. By tracking the Judas goats, teams could locate the last hidden survivors. This strategy proved ruthlessly effective. With patience and persistence, conservationists tracked down even the most isolated goats, ensuring that none remained to restart the population. By 2006, after years of relentless effort, the goat population on key Galapagos Islands was virtually zero. The landscape, once stripped bare by grazing, began to heal. The results were dramatic and swift. Native plants flourished, soil erosion slowed, and the iconic Galapagos tortoises, freed from competition, started to reclaim their home. The ecosystem's recovery was visible within just a few years. The 15 surviving Espanola tortoises, once on the edge of extinction, were bred in captivity. Thanks to these efforts, their descendants now number nearly 1,000, roaming the islands once more. The restoration of the Galapagos became a global conservation success story, inspiring similar projects around the world and showing what's possible when science, determination, and creativity come together. Project Isabella proved that with relentless determination and innovative thinking, even the most daunting ecological disasters can be reversed, giving hope to conservationists everywhere. The war on goats didn't just save a paradise, it offered a blueprint for restoring other threatened ecosystems, reminding us that nature can recover if we give it a fighting chance. Goats are built for survival in the world's toughest places. Their most striking feature? Those rectangular pupils, giving them panoramic vision to spot predators while grazing. Their eyes even rotate to keep the horizon steady as they eat. Goats are also legendary climbers thanks to split, flexible hooves with hard rims and soft pads for grip. They can scale cliffs, dams, and even trees in search of food and minerals. This agility isn't just for show, it's a vital adaptation for finding nutrients in harsh environments. Some goats can jump over 5 feet straight up, making them true mountaineers. From their eyes to their hooves, every part of a goat is designed for survival. They're living proof of nature's ingenuity. Goats are full of quirks that set them apart. Take fainting goats. A genetic condition causes their muscles to stiffen when startled, making them topple over, an oddity once used by farmers as a predator distraction. Then there are screaming goats, whose human-like shrieks have made them internet stars. In Morocco, goats climb argan trees for fruit, and locals collect the undigested nuts from their droppings to make valuable argan oil. These behaviors highlight the goats' adaptability and the creative ways humans have partnered with them. Goats blur the line between the ordinary and the extraordinary. Their eccentricities are both practical and endlessly entertaining. There's never a dull moment in the world of goats. Our journey with goats is a lesson in balance between ingenuity and responsibility. Goats help build civilizations, but their unchecked spread has also caused ecological disasters. The Galapagos restoration shows that, with effort and innovation, we can repair even our biggest mistakes. Understanding goats' intelligence and adaptability helps us see them as more than just livestock. They remind us to respect the complexity of nature and our role in it. The story of goats is a microcosm of our relationship with the natural world, full of partnership, conflict, and redemption. By learning from our past, we can forge a better path forward. Thanks for joining me on this wild adventure.